Hi guys, welcome back to AMMA SAT. So we're gonna have episode 13. So we're gonna talk about the lines, angles, and triangles. Let's get started. The first problem actually is about basic effect. The sum of the three angles of a triangle is 180 degrees, right? So in this problem, you have two angles. One is 40 and the other one is 60. And what is the last one? That's going to be simply 180 minus 40 minus 60. That gives you 80 degrees, right? So 80 degrees B, that's the answer. All right, so in order to understand these problems, you might need to know some more rules. It's quite a good time for you to go back to the chapter 18. So just click the button and then it will lead you directly to that chapter. So see, there are some basic rules over here. Angle relationship. Vertical angles formed when two lines cross are equal. So when you have these two, angle A and angle B equal. So angle A is equal to angle B. Supplementary angles add to 180 degrees. That means when you have these two lines cross together, so this one is angle A and this one is angle B, that's a supplementary angle. And A plus B, or rather A plus angle B is 180. All right, so I have to on this straight line over here. And then you have the complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. So yeah, supplementary, complementary. Just try to differentiate that. So you have a right angle, which is 90 degrees. It doesn't look like 90 degrees. So it doesn't matter, just that it's 90 degrees. And then if you separate it into two angles, A here and B here, then angle A plus angle B is 90 degrees. All right, so that's complementary angles. And then when a transversal crosses parallel lines, corresponding angles are equal. That's pretty simple. So you have parallel lines and then just draw another line to cross both of them. And then you have this angle here, A is equal to angle B, right? Or if you have B corresponding, right? You have C here and D here, and C and D, they are also equal, corresponding, the same position. And the alternate interior angles are equal, and the same side interior angles are supplementary. So you have the two parallel lines, and then it's crossed by the third line. This angle here is equal to this angle. That's alternate interior angles. And then the angles on the same side, you have these two parallel lines over here, angle A and angle B. So let me just write it down. Angle A plus angle B is going to be 180 degrees. So these ones are all equal. So angle A is equal to angle B. And this one is A is equal to angle B, right? And then the triangle rule. So if you have a triangle of any type of triangle, the sum of the three angles is going to be 180 degrees. All right. So and also you have a triangle inequality theorem. The sum of two sides, the sum of the lengths of the two sides are bigger than the third side. So whatever kind of triangle you have, so A plus B is always greater than C, or B plus C is always greater than A, or A plus C is always greater than B. All right. And then actually there's another one that's like A minus B is always smaller than C. And then the last rule that you want to know is Pythagorean theorem. All right. So A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So this one involves the, actually I got shapes over here. Oh, no, I don't. So it involves the right triangle, which has this right triangle. The longest side is called the hypotenuse, this word over here. If you are not familiar with this word, so it's a good time to recall. So hypotenuse. And then, so you have the side A, B, C. You have the relationship of A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. And you can always use this theorem to find the length of the other side if you have the value of the two sides. All right, so sometimes you have the special type of triangle if you have a right triangle and then the other angles are respectively 45 degrees. That will give you a certain property that on the side they're going to be equal, all right? And it also fulfills the Pythagorean theorem. If the side is 1, then 1 squared plus 1 squared is going to be C squared, right? C squared is going to be 2 squared. is going to be 2, and then 2 is going to be square root of 2 squared, right? So the side is going to be square root 2, and you have that ratio here. And then if you have a special triangle like this one here, and then you have 30 degrees here and 60 degrees here, and this is a 90 degrees angle. And then this side is going to be half of the hypotenuse. So if this side is 1, then C has got to be 2, and then this side has got to be square root of 3, and they also fulfill the Pythagorean theorem. All right, so then you have similar triangles, which means they have the 3 angles equal to each other. Only sides are different. So this angle is here, and then it's going to give you the same shape but in a smaller size, and this angle is going to be equal to this angle. And then they are similar triangles. Or if you, like for a right triangle, if you have the ratio of the sides equal to each other, get the similar triangles too, right? So the ratio and the angles really work a lot for similar triangles. All right, so once we have these rules learned, we can go back to some other problems along the way. So we have this thing over here, so a triangle. So this still involves this sum is equal to 180 degrees, right? So you have 3 angles, and what is the value of x? So we know that 3 angles, the sum of them actually are 180. So x plus 2x plus 60 is going to be 180. We're going to leave the degree unit out just to keep it simple. And 3x is going to be equal to 120, and x is going to be equal to 40. So the answer is 40. Let's see, get the correct answer. And using also the word problem technique, how to set up your equation to solve the x out, right? So let's just get down to another problem. And then you have this triangle which has these sides, and what is the area of the triangle? It's pretty hard if you cannot see that this is a right triangle, but once you get familiar with these values, you know that this is going to be 5, and this is 12, and this is 13. So it's a right triangle, and then it's pretty easy. The base times the height divided by 2, right? 12 times 5 divided by 2, and then you get 30. So that's A. Let's check out answer here. Yeah, we get it correct. So about the formula of the area of a triangle, I haven't mentioned in the textbook, but it's it's another thing. It doesn't belong to that chapter. So it's base times the height divided by 2. All right, so I guess that's pretty much all for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.